On November 2, 2022, at approximately 12 noon, a patrol officer was passing through a quiet residential area when he noticed two women walking along the side of the road. The two appeared calm and unsuspecting from a distance, but one of them immediately caught the officer's attention. The officer recognized one of the women as someone who likely had an active warrant for his arrest on a felony charge. Intending to verify their identities, the officer stopped his squad car and got out to approach the two women. "No, I did not, sir. Have I done something wrong?" asked one of the women, later identified as Leo. Her demeanor quickly turned defensive when the officer stated that he believed there was a warrant for her arrest. The officer asked her name, but Leo was reluctant to answer directly. "Did I do something wrong?" she repeated, her tone filled with confusion but also suspicion. "I believe you have a warrant for your arrest," the officer replied calmly. "Tell me your name, and I'll check it out." Leo finally answered, "My name is Thorai." The officer immediately denied. "You are not Victoria. I know Victoria."
Street is Pine Street. That's my dad's.
Okay. Tell me your name, because you're not Victoria Denig.
Have I done something wrong?
Go ahead.
Have I done something wrong, sir?
I believe this is Alexandra.
No, sir. That's not.
If she won't give me your right name, she already gave me a fake name.
Leo persisted, refusing to give his real identity. The officer, who was familiar with the names of the locals, knew that Leo was giving a fake name. Requests for his real name or date of birth were met with Leo repeating, "Did I do something wrong, sir?" Tensions rose. Leo claimed that he lived down the street, Pine Street. He said where his father lived, but none of that was enough to convince the officer, who knew full well that the woman in front of him was trying to cover up her identity. "I believe this is Leo," the officer radioed to his partner. Noting that the woman had given a fake name, he asked Leo to come back. "Can you show me your ID?" the officer asked, but Leo said he didn't have it with him. "Then tell me your date of birth." "Did I do something wrong?" Leo repeated the phrase over and over, avoiding giving the requested information. The conversation escalated as Leo accused the officer of harassing him. "You're harassing me," he shouted. "No, I didn't harass you," the officer replied calmly. "You just need to give me your correct name." At that point, the atmosphere started to get chaotic. Leo looked restless and nervous, and even asked his friend to record the incident, even though he had been told that everything was being recorded via body cam. The officer finally decided to arrest Leo for giving false information and for alleged active warrants. "Please put your hands behind your back," the officer ordered. Leo refused. "I haven't done anything wrong. Please, wait a minute. I haven't." The situation turned physical. The officer tried to handcuff Leo, who continued to resist and began to struggle. When resistance increased and orders were ignored, the officer finally used an electric shock device taser to incapacitate Leo for the safety of all parties. Leo fell to the ground, crying and saying, "What did I do? I'm sorry. I'm sorry." The officer checked his body and saw one probe from the taser stuck in Leo's back right arm. Immediate medical attention was requested. The medical team arrived to help remove the device safely. While crying, Leo continued to ask for forgiveness. "I can give you any information you need," he told the officer. "I don't want to go to the Marin County Jail. It's a horrible place."
Here, sit up so we can get... Sit just like... How far she was? She was in that yard with the camper, but she got tased.
However, the officer remained calm and said that the lie he had told was reason enough to detain him. "You lied to me. You know you have a warrant," he said as he helped Leo sit up. When asked if he had anything on him, Leo said no. He seemed resigned. His friend, who had been there but was not involved, had been allowed to leave after verification. "I love you guys," Leo said softly to his friend who had already left. "Please watch my room. I promise I will make things right."
And then when she got over here, get this, she told me her name was Tori Denig. And I said, "No, you ain't Victoria Denig, because she's last I knew she's still in jail." So,
who's that?
This was her friend that she was walking with. I already ran her. Hey, you're good to go if you want to take off.
Can I take your shoes or did you take them?
No, leave them there. I got to take a picture of them.
I'm calling. Where are you going to go? Lake County?
She's going to Lake County and then she's going to go to Marion.
Well, you got a Marion warrant?
The officer then informed him that Leo would be taken to Marin County Jail because of the active warrant and for giving a false name to the officer. He was also charged with nonviolent resistance. Leo cried and said that he had worked for the BSO Broward Sheriff's Office before and knew how the system worked there. I know exactly what it's like to be in there. It's better now. They say there's extra food in the cafeteria and it's not just for walls and a hard bed, he said softly, trying to find some comfort in his own fear. But the officer warned that if he didn't show up for court as requested, there would always be consequences. And today, those consequences came knocking. He also admitted that Leo had been evading for about 45 days, which could potentially reduce his sentence if the judge agreed.
You see the judge and then I don't know how, I mean,
I have 45 days in now.
you have to do a mandatory 45 days?
I already have 45 days in.
So maybe they'll count that towards this. Maybe. But being on the run is not the option. Because stuff like, do you really want to walk around and gotta look over your shoulder every second?
No.
Yeah, they're right there. I don't really know.
Before he was put in the patrol car, Leo was checked again for injuries. Although he had been knocked down, there were no serious injuries other than a taser probe mark on his arm. He was still crying, but no longer fighting back. Leo tried to run, said another officer who had just arrived. But he only got one probe, so he didn't go down right away, but it was enough to stop him. Another officer added, he was lucky he didn't get hit by both. But it's better this way. He's stubborn, but not aggressive.
You know?
And then heat of the moment, we ain't got time to switch it.
Well, I thought I did.
Yeah, you gotta be far, far back.
You just got tased. I got the puller here to pull it out.
The arrest was completed after officers made sure everything was safe and a report was filed. Leo was finally taken into custody, charged with providing false identification to a law enforcement officer, resisting arrest without violence.
The officer proceeded to remove the taser probes from the suspect's right rear bicep.
What's that? This one? That's an empty one. This is what's stuck in her.
So where's the other one? It should be, is it two?
It's right there. It's right here. It's just two. Sorry, have a seat on there.
Active warrant for previous offenses. This arrest is proof that evading legal responsibility only makes things worse. One act of lying paved the way for escalation, and in the end, the legal process continued according to procedure.
False name to a law enforcement officer, resisting without violence.